Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Max, and you don't need no introduction. We're going to be reviewing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So, I beat this game a couple weeks ago, and I had a good time with it. I thought it was a great game. But, what's my history with San Andreas? So, when I first played it, I was like 12 or 13, and I got it for the Xbox 360. This is the same copy I got when I was 12, and I played it on my 360. I do have a PlayStation 2, which I can show you real quick if you just give me a second. See, yeah, there's my PS2, and I do have GTA games on there, but I got San Andreas before I got my PS2. And yes, I need to clean my PlayStation 2, but I try very hard. So San Andreas, this is not the 360 version is not the best version. I will tell you because it is notorious for crashing. Um, uh, there's a certain part in the game where you have to learn how to fly, and that particular part crashes all the time. It crashed all the time for me. It crashed for a lot of people, and overall, this copy is just notorious for generally just being a downgrade from the original version. So, talking more, getting into the game, I will say that, like at first, it didn't really click with me, um, like when I started out, but then when I came back to it, it, it clicked. I finally understood why this was such a great game, and one big reason is the map. The map, is huge if you don't for if for some reason you don't know about this game. It has three cities and an entire countryside in between that. It has woods, a mountain area, and it has a desert. And it actually feels bigger than Grand Theft Auto 5, despite being half the size. So that's interesting. Another thing I'll tell you about this game is that like when it, like like it is bigger than it does feel bigger than GTA 5, and the cities are so much fun too. You got a city based off LA, you got a city based off of San Francisco, and you got a city based off Las Vegas. So there's Las Venturas, which is the Vegas. There's Los Santos, which is in LA, and that's where you start. And then there's San Fierro, which is San Francisco. So you have three metropolises, basically, to explore from. And in between all that, you have an entire countryside to explore. So the map itself is good, but any company can make a big, great map, but it can feel empty. Like I'm sure we've played a lot of you modern games that feel like that. Like the map will look good and it'll have a lot of detail and it'll be big, but the actual side content and the actual like side activities in the game, that is a different thing. So yeah, and trust me, there is lots to do in this particular game. If you are looking for an open world game for a good price that'll let you do a lot of stuff, I would recommend, getting the definitive edition. If you have an older console, maybe get the older version. Maybe try to avoid the 360 version though, unless you do have a 360 and that's just like your one way you really want to fucking play. Then I guess go ahead, but be prepared to reload the fucking game and boot out and boot back in because it happened to me a lot. This is not the best version of the game that I personally played on. So, yeah. And I've never played the original PS2 version. I've only played this version and the definitive edition, despite having a PlayStation 2. So, yeah. And yeah, like there's races in the game that you can do. There are like packages you can get. There's like a chop shop. There's so many businesses in the game that you can own. There's um, gang wars. You can get into gang wars, um, and all those classic Grand Theft Auto kind of uh, like side What are they? What are they called? Like diversions, I guess. So like where you do like the vigilante one in the cop car, where in that one you're chasing down criminals and killing them, or the ambulance one where you're saving people, or the taxi one where you got to pick up fares. So there's a lot to do in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You can play pool. There's arcade games around. You can go fucking swimming if you really want to. You can go work out. You can go learn martial arts. You can learn boxing. The game has plenty of things for you to do, is the point. So, getting into the story now, the story is pretty good. Um, you play as Carl Johnson, who yeah, you can just skip this part if you already know the story, but you are in this game's version of New York originally before you move back to San Andreas, which is called Liberty City, and your mom dies. So your mother and your sister and the gang you're in, Grove Street families, calls you back into it. It calls you back into the city, and you have to help out your family and just pitch in, you know. And that's just when shit goes crazy. You meet these corrupt cops that frame you for killing like another cop that they killed. So you have to do missions for them. And there's just a whole lot more from that. I don't want to spoil it because I imagine the people who need to see this video the most are people who haven't played San Andreas and haven't gotten the game spoiled for them already, which is pretty impressive considering it's a 22-year-old game now. So, yeah, that is pretty impressive. You haven't been spoiled by that. What else can we talk about? The driving in this game feels good. It has kind of like that old school, like arcadey sort of vibe. I always saw it as kind of like a mix between, or like a middle area between the driving of Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 4. Because Grand Theft Auto 5's driving is super arcadey, and Grand Theft Auto 4's driving is super realistic. But I'd put this about the middle of that spectrum, but probably leaning more towards the GTA 5 side because there is still that arcadey, I guess, flavor to the driving. The flying is awesome. It feels really good, and it's not too easy. Like a lot of the flying in certain games, it doesn't feel like real flying. It's just you can make like turns and like fucking like one fucking like flick of the joystick, and it feels like you're driving like an RC car instead of a plane or a helicopter or whatever. So it feels very fluid. It has kind of a realistic feel to it. There's even a jet in, if that's not your style, there's a jetpack in the game that's much easier to ride around on. It's a bit slower, but you're going to be cruising around in style either way. So, what are some of my flaws with the game? I will say that there is like during the gang takeover activity, once you take enough gang territories over, um, the gang will actually like other gangs will actually try to take back the area that you took from them, and that can happen all the way across the map. So you could be most of all this happens in Los Santos, but you could be in San Fierro and this can happen, and you'll have to fucking drive all the way across the map to settle whatever dispute it may have. So there's a lot of inconveniences like that. There's a lot of like shitty missions. There are some shitty like old school missions. There's obviously the train mission, but there's like but some of the heist setup missions, like the one where you have to like jump into that plane, like that one was fucking horrible. I'm sorry, but yeah, yeah. A lot of the most of the flaws with this game, I will say, are pretty minor. There's like RPG elements in the game, which I think they're good and bad. Like I don't really like the fact that you can get hungry in this game. Like I don't really see the point for that in a Grand Theft Auto. Like I think sometimes Rockstar they get too carried away and like trying to make the game like as realistic or like have as many features as possible without actually like thinking, hey, is this fun? Is this not fun? So yeah, that's just like a quick little review of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. Nothing special. The game is good. This review is nothing special. There's no crazy theatrics or anything like you'll see in others. Just straightforward, no bullshit, telling you what I think about the game. And if I had to give it a rating, I would give it a 9 out of 10. This is a must play if you are a gamer, and I'm sure most of you watching have played this. Let it shine. Look at that shiny disc. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing more GTA content, so stick around. Yeah, see you around.